Welcome back. We are now going to continue with our next section, and this is going to be code stats. We've covered now our debtor stats, data transaction drill down reports, okay, data transaction drill down report, daybook, and our age analysis. Those are the two major reports that you need to be aware of in our GoodX system, and I showed this to you on the MEDEPS on the print. Once you've accessed the system, there's your data transaction drill down daybook. So this is the report, but you must draw the movement summary every month. You can print this on a monthly basis with your age analysis. They're just two reports down. And you must give this to the auditors, and I explain to you now how to set up these reports and what is important about these reports to remember, and when you generate these reports. Please make sure that when, again, you generate reports, if you select period, it must all be period and not transaction date. Of gebeur daar niks. And transaction, I'm just we're just checking our technical streaming here. It seems it's not going through to some of our clients. Let's continue. So from here, I'm going to cover now again the code stats report, because that's another report that's important depending on your discipline or your speciality, and what you need and why you might require it. Along with that, in the final section, we're going to cover the ICD-10. So there's two reports I want to show you under code stats, and it's just to show you that you must check the one that will be sufficient for your needs as you require it. If I go into my daybook like we've seen before, and I generate this report for my May period, for instance, and I select all my ticks, dated cash book, dated turnover, cash book journals, stock journals, all groupings, all ticks are on that I would like to see. I just make sure I look at May on the May month and select that for next. So that will give me that 9 reports we've seen under drill down before. And you've seen the code and the ICD-10 stats reports there. I did show them to you already in the previous first session. I just want to show it again to you and compare it now to the second report I want to show you as well, so you can decide which one will be sufficient for you. So please go look at both reports. My actual focus is the last report, but I just want to show you there is an invoices summary per billing code report here. And the idea here is it shows me that invoices that I've generated to the credit notes, so in a total of 49 units, and the total value of this is 6,600 in the system. So this is a very nice way of quickly determining how many consumables or medication I'm selling, certain products, and what type of procedures are being used in the practice a lot. And by applying the per treating doctor grouping, you should see this also per doctor, per service center, or per medical aid. So it's quick stats to view depending on what information you must provide to someone in the end of the day. Remember that audit trail invoice detail, where I filter the code specifically, this is where I will generate reports for the doctors to check their billing or even to calculate their salaries. If there's more than one code involved, you must use an advanced filter, and the advanced filters can be accessed on all the menus there, and with the help of the manual and the FCL, we could guide you on how to set up your advanced filters. Okay, so that is my code report here. I just want to go to the financial reports. Under my financial reports, you will go to debtors, and there is a code stats report. So this is the one we're going to look at now. And we want to end this webinar with these two reports, the code stats and the ICD-10 stats report. So that's why the session will be quick. So from here I go into code stats. Again, same thing, there's no reports, there's no default reports loaded. So here I need to create my own report. So I would click on new. And again, the same buttons you will see here, same functionality as in all our other reports. Click on new, give it a name, and let's just call it codes. And I'm going to say OK. Again, it's starting at 2014. There's definitely no way I'm going to print my report in 2014. So I set my tick immediately on to date, default date period. Yes, 220. That's correct. I want to draw this for the end of May. Yes, or only for May. And again, all dates. If I want now, I can maybe focus on transaction dates. If you want to see exactly on how many patients were involved in a certain time frame, and then you will select your different dates. And the actual dates that patients were there. But if I look at my billing and how it was generated in the system, then I look at my period, all dates. Again, per doctor, per medical aid, per referral doctor, per service center, per medical aid option. And again, do I want to see only the private patients or medical aid patients? And again, also specific amounts and codes. Only want to see maybe specific codes. So here I can say show me all the codes, give me a range of codes, or apply a list of codes, and a list will pop up the moment I click on next. Then I must specify the codes in that list. Again, sorted for all data and sorted on alphabetical or numerical. So now that you start to understand GoodX reports, you see always there will be a setup involved on your reporting and what you must tick and not tick. If you're in at any time unsure, please contact your FCL or look at our manuals for more guidance. Ticked everything for May. I'm happy with this information now. I'm going to click on next. Again, it will confirm my period that I want to work with. It's in May. Yes. Next. And the report will be generated. This will give me a bit more detail. It will show me now the code with its description, the number of quantity, excluding VAT, inclusive of VAT, what was the total turnover, cash flow, journals linked to that code, and what is medical aid outstanding and what's patient outstanding. This is a very handy tool to see how much was generated in a specific time frame. It's part of the turnover and what is paid or linked to in payment to that or written off by journals. So I can see there's 10,000 being generated, 11,000 in total, so turnover is 11,000. So the cash flow I got on those codes back is 8,700, and I've written off so far 650. Total outstanding still is that, and it's divided into medical aid and patient. A very handy report depending on what I want to see. The one on the drill down is a bit more very basic. This is a bit more advanced report showing me much more information depending on the amounts, what was paid, what was written off, and what is actually medical out and patient outstanding. What is important here is to also pick up those guys. For instance, that's in credit. This tells me something is wrong with the shifting between medical aid and patient, or there's unlinked receipts involved somewhere here. But there must probably just a problem with the shift between patient and medical aid. So this is also a nice way of checking if something is funny on some of my coding. So this is all the code that was generated on the system. It's now sorted per grouping, and in that sense, there's also a way you can bring that up again and group it like that. There's different ways on how you can do this, but just again, filter your report, change the column sequences, sort it in the way you want it, and also group it in the way you want it. But please remember to save the grid, save the profile, and then go and save your columns by selecting your print columns and then save the grid and profile again. And remember, your screen there at the top will be your advanced filters, and then your export advanced export functions. So as you can see, this is actually a very easy, very straightforward report. Please go through this and see if this is what you require for your stats, for any of the government scenarios where you need to tell where certain codes you use, or see if certain procedures that you have done, is it actually profitable in the end of the day? Are you making money on this? And also, how much are you dispensing on certain medication, and how much needles are you using in a month period? So you can use either the drill down report to determine that with the invoice, the audit invoices analysis, or you can use these options to quickly see how much are you using of what in the system. And very nice also to draw this per doctor, and also look at that if you pay your salaries maybe on that principle as well. This is also a nice report to quickly get to totals of codes that was generated per doctor or per service center. So please make sure you set up reports like that, and then in the future you should be able to get more advanced totals out of the system. So here I can see now the total that this doctor generated was 5,900, 5,000, and so it's easy from here now to see what codes they've generated, how many of those, and what are their amounts. And from here I should be able to actually easily generate basic salary structures if there's no codes that must be excluded. Okay, any questions on this? Please let us know. Like I said, this is going to be a quick section. From here, I'm going to end now with the ICD-10 code stats. It goes usually hand in hand with this, depending on your needs and who needs that information. Please consult our manual. Please consult your FCL for any other questions on this matter. Thank you. See you in the next session.